Well, Chris, it's defeat on the day, but you could tell from the reaction by the fans at the end there, it was such a brilliant performance in that second half. Do you think your team deserved more today?
Yes and no. First half, it was atrocious. I thought we were awful. We didn't win any 50-50s. I thought we didn't win any 70-30s in our favour. I thought we were just poor, really poor. Matty changed the formation. We changed formation at half time, and that worked well. But as I said to the boys after the game, formation is just, you've still got to win your 50-50s, you've still got to win your battles, and I just thought first half we were really, really poor. And I told them that, and I weren't happy. It's probably the most upset and irate I've been in a half since I've been here. It was that bad, and that was the first half. I just felt as well when I come off the pitch at half time, I thought, I'm not going to say, I don't think the word lack of respect is used, but I just felt that like everyone thought the game was over, and I come off the pitch, and that really riled me as well. It really got me going. I felt an inner sort of, I wanted to scream and shout, and I had to do that at the players, because I just felt like we walked off, everyone's like, oh, they've done this, they've done that. And don't get me wrong, they're a good side, they're where they are in the league for a reason. But I just felt everyone fouled it. Sweet Caroline's blazing at half time, the big cheer, they're going to do this, they're going to do that second half, and it actually motivated me more to try and get a reaction out of me, and I felt it did that, which second half, to be fair, the boys got a reaction themselves.
Nuneaton are obviously unbeaten here in the league this season. This is not an easy place to come, and they certainly showed why in that first half. 2-0 up at the break, and you're clearly quite passionate about it. I know I ask you this a lot, but what was the message at the break? Because clearly you had quite a lot to say to them.
Some of it would just be like a beep noise, really, but it's just take responsibility for the shirt that you're wearing, and it's like take responsibility in terms of just being proud to play for Rushden, being proud to be here, playing in front of all these people. I'm proud to manage the club. I'm here, I give up my time to be here, and I want to be here. If you don't want to be here, just go now, because I find people that do. And you've got to go out there, and you've got to give everything, and when you've given everything, you've got to find a little bit more. And then you've got to find a little bit more. But if you haven't got it and you don't want to give it, just tell me. Because I felt first off, I just thought we'd come to Nuneaton, we're going to lose and we're going to roll over. And while we're at it, just tickle my tummy. It's just not good enough. Nowhere near good enough. And we can't come here and play like that against anybody in this league and expect to get anything. So whilst we'll accept the plaudits and the boys responded second half, the first half was the worst performance since I've been here at Rushden. You can argue about the Bedford game and everything else, but for me, that was worse today, that first half. That was worse, because we come here to lose, and I won't accept that. I won't accept it, Joseph. I'm not happy at all about that.
You've had a bit to contend with in recent weeks. You've had a few player departures, a few illnesses and injuries coming into this game, and of course they continued into this game as well. But especially going into that second half, was the message more, just this is all on you now, this is all about how you perform, go out there and go and turn this around yourselves, because you got yourselves into this position, go and fix that.
Listen, we played Colville away, and we had a good go for 15 minutes, and this is only my honest opinion, and just people will come at me, but I think Colville are better than Nuneaton. Okay, that's just my opinion. I felt Colville, Nuneaton are a good side, and Jimmy's done a terrific job, and they're a good team, and they'll go close to winning the league. But I do think Colville are a better team, and we competed against Colville. And I said to them at half time today, we lost 3-0 to Colville, but we did our best and we tried. for 45 minutes today, we were miles off it. And I told them, you know, maybe not as politely as I'm telling you, Joseph, but I told them, and it's just not good enough. People give up their time for the club. Like, you know, it's not just money, it's just effort. I just want to see effort from people. You know, it's like you come here, you do your interviews every week, you've got passion. You know, you wear your John Motson coat this morning. You know, there's things that we do. I just want to have a team that I can go out there and think that's a team now that are working hard for each other. They're trying to, you know, keep the club in the league. I know it's hard. Just so frustrating, and it's just, and yeah. And do you know what? I was hurting at half time. I was hurting because I'm not used to coming out and having a team be so lacklustre, expecting defeat, and I'm fed up with players looking at me saying, "What do you want me to do in this situation now? I want you to mark your man, stop your man from scoring, take responsibility yourself." You know, you can't from the sideline, you can't dictate every time you've got to push for a ball or every time you've got to put the ball into a certain area. Do your job. Do you know what I mean? It's like, just do it right, and but even if you can't do it right, try and do what I'm asking you to do. Anyway, rant over.
I mean, you know, you're clearly very passionate about your job, and you're clearly very keen on building a connection with the supporters who fully got behind your team today from minute one. And it was great to see, you know, after the full-time whistle, you know, you're over there with the fans, you're applauding them. Just how special is that connection? Yeah, look, we've got to give them something, haven't we? We've got to give them something, and sometimes that can just be a goal, it can be a shot, it can be a performance. But we've got to give them something. They've come here to give their time. You know, we all know how difficult it is financially for everybody at the moment. But we've got to give them something to cheer. You know, I want them to be proud of the team that we've got. You know, I want them to look at what we're trying to do and see that we're working hard, even if we haven't got the resources. And I'm fed up of talking about the resources, because effort costs nothing. You know, working hard doesn't cost anything. So, but for the crowd, yeah, they were brilliant. But like I said, every game I've had, Joseph, I can't knock anyone. I think they've been brilliant. And you know, I just want to. Do you know what? I can't wait to go over there with a win. When we're back and we're firing, that's what I want to see, and I want to thank him for all these times now, and I want to reward him. And when we're winning games, and I'm not hearing crap like you're going down, then I'll be happy. You know. We've obviously discussed very similar topics in recent interviews. That the games have been very similar, but something we did get today was a goal, a great throw to the area, and a brilliant header from Luke for his first goal. Just how pleased are you for him? Yeah, look, I'm pleased for him. I mean, I always say as a manager, it's really difficult to be pleased when you lose, but I've got to give the boys the disappointment from the first half the full credit for the second half, because it would have been really easy to down tools, and even if we'd lost 2-0, people would have said, "Oh, much better second half." But we actually did have a real good go, didn't we? You know, and the goal was a throw-in that we went through before the game, and we knew by doing a couple of things we could hurt them. Well, we felt we could. We got the goal, and let's be honest, I think the second half we were the better team. Yeah. I actually think we were. Now, sometimes when you lose momentum in football, it's really difficult to get it back. And there's no doubt about it, they lost a bit of momentum second half, and the boys deserve the utmost credit for that, because second half, like I said, as angry and as frustrated as I was first half, I was proud and pleased of them second half. Mikel next week at Hayden Road, a team who like to get the ball down and play football. I know you weren't the manager when we last played them, so what do you know about them and what are you expecting from them next week? Well,
I think I've said time and time again, step 3 is a conveyor belt of tough games, and they're all different types of games. Nuneaton, very direct, weren't they? You know, very direct, a lot of diagonal passes. You know, they try and the forwards drop into little holes. But Mikel, yeah, I mean, we'll do a little bit of work on what we've got from them, but all I do know is they do like to play football, they do like to pop it around. But it's got to be about us, Joseph. You know, it's got to be about us. We lost the game today through us. Yeah. As good as they are, and they are a good team, and the argument will be that they deserve to win through what they created first half, but we enabled them to do that. We let them do that. So what we've got to do next half is, regardless what Mikel are going to bring to the party, we've got to make sure we bring our second half performance today from the start of the game, not at half time, because if we do it at half time, it'll be too late against Mikel. Whoever you play in this league, if you perform for 45 minutes, you ain't going to get anything. You ain't going to get anything.
Well, thanks for your time and your honesty.
No problem.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, thank you.
Well, Fraser, it seemed to be a game of two halves in the end. Nuneaton dominating the first, Diamonds dominating the second, but in the end we've just lost by the odd goal. What was your overall take today?
Yeah, exactly that. Game of two halves, obviously. First half wasn't good enough from us, really. I guess we gifted them 2 goals, and then when you go sort of in at half time, 2-0 down against, I think they're 3rd or 4th in the league. It's always going to be a tough challenge, but obviously we came out second half, sort of had a good go at them, and then the goal from Luke, I guess that lifted us a bit more, and second half, much improved.
2 disappointing goals to concede, 2 similar goals, I suppose, in a way, with the balls in behind and the finishes beyond Sneds. What would you put them down to?
I guess they came nearly from us attacking. So obviously, when we're up in the final third, I guess we have to keep the ball a bit better, or sort of finish the attack, have a shot. But yeah, and I guess I think the first goal, especially with their lad running sort of from one end to the pitch to the other, probably a tactical foul here or there, and that stops that goal. So I guess. Bit more game management, a bit more football intelligence, stuff like that probably helps.
2-0 is a dangerous lead. It's obviously a common cliche in football. We did get that crucial goal with about half an hour to go. Great moment for the team to get that goal after so long, and a great moment for Luke as well, his first Diamonds goal. Yeah,
exactly, and I think, 5 games before this we hadn't scored, so good for the fans as well.
Yeah, of course, and we pushed on in that last half an hour, didn't we? We had chances, we had efforts, in the end we just couldn't break them down. It does seem to be a common theme this season, struggling to find the back of the net. What do you think it is in that final third that just doesn't quite click for us?
It's a tough one, I guess, but it's been obviously under sort of consecutive managers that we've not been able to score. I think we're the lowest scoring in the league, so obviously it's nothing down to tactics or anything like that. It's probably down to sort of the more individual players. I guess I think just having more shots as well. Sort of, I remember last week around the edge of the box I had an opportunity to shoot a pass instead, and I think as soon as you have a few pop shots, one might go in, that lifts everybody, and even just having a shot itself lifts everyone in the crowd, and then you're a bit more on the offensive.
And can it be down to that confidence as well? Because obviously, the results we've had are naturally going to affect our confidence, and when you're lacking that confidence, you're kind of more reserved to pull the trigger, aren't you? Yeah,
exactly, and when you're down there, obviously, and you're not scoring many goals, you want to sort of be as defensively solid as well, and you may not end up pushing sort of enough players forward as you need to. I think the gaffer said it beforehand, kind of saying if you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the raffle. We have to have shots, we have to push people forward, and we have to go and take games by the throat now.
This has obviously been your breakthrough season, the first team. You came into the fold around autumn time. You've been playing in central midfield quite regularly ever since. How would you assess sort of your season and how things are going for you? Yeah,
obviously for myself, it's obviously been good, a step up to sort of this level from previously playing with the 21s, the 23s. So personally, making this step up's been good, but obviously where we are with the team, it'd be nice to be sort of on the winning end a bit more.
And just to mention for the fans as well, turning out in numbers today and singing all throughout the game. And it was great to see the fans or the players going over and applauding the fans at the end. That was a nice moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, obviously they were in great voice today. I think we, especially second half, drowned them out. And obviously we want to show our appreciation because we know it's been a tough season for everyone. So we want to show that.
And it must have been special, of course, for you as well. Someone who's come through the academy, you've been around the club for a long time, you know what it's about. It must be special to see that.
Yes, especially I've got a bit more of a connection than maybe some other players do this club, so it's really important.
Mickle over next week, we know what a tough game that's going to be. They beat us earlier in the season, but if we can take that performance that we put in the second half and stretch that out over across the game, we've got a good chance.
Exactly. We need to make sure we don't put a performance like the first half. We take that, as you said, take that second half performance and build on that. And there were positive second half, so again, we just have to go and give it a real good going and try and take the game by the throat.
Well, thanks for your time, Fraser.
That's all right. Thank you very much.
I don't need love.